Hello, everyone. Resume the recording. And we're gonna be more people. It's just at the beginning. Probably people are still coming from their kids,
We
etc.
can wait for them. Don't worry, we can wait for them a little
we
bit.
can slowly start, and they will be coming because actually we have in our team people from California till Vladivostok speaking English, and in this Zoom there are going to be people from for someone it's going to be 6 a.m. for someone it's going to be 11 p.m.
Who's in California and where?
They are so Supam, for example, she's from Canada, nearby, let's say. They should arrive. I don't see them yet, but they should arrive. And let me text them. So today we have a very special day, and I'm so happy we managed to do it because Sabrina and Marco, they are really such a lovely couple that I love so much. From that day of our delayed flight, actually a bit more than a year ago, we all had the same situation. We were flying to the Blue and Presidential Diamond Summit, and we had a connection in Istanbul. And so our flight, it was at first it was delayed, and then it was canceled, and then Marco went to fight for the seats in the next flight, and he managed to get the business class for all of us.
It's true.
And then we arrived like at 4 or 5 a.m., something like this. We're happy to arrive. And at the same time, as for me personally, I got to know this beautiful family that was also traveling with the teenagers, with the children. And at that moment, I also understood so much about your family, the way you are as people, as parents. And imagine teenagers that are getting tired, but they were never quarreling, they were never fighting, they were still nice to each other. Because normally teenagers, they're not like this, at least what I've seen in my life. But in this couple, they were like really nice teenagers. And from that moment, we talk more and more on every event, every convention, every summit. Sabrina and Marco, you will tell us a little bit of your story, but they are already for like 10 years, right, in the Terra. And they are blue diamonds now, very stable blue diamonds with huge amount of people, with huge hearts, with huge amount of knowledge. So today we are blessed to see this couple and to make our questions regarding their work, their the way they do it, how they see the Terra business, what's important, and everything. Let's put our hearts as directions for this couple. Let's put our hearts.
Let us do it too. Let's see. How does it work? Like this?
In the middle.
This one?
Yeah. Great. Okay, so let's start with the story, how it started for you with the Terra, what was important, why did you decide?
Sure. You can, and also you can ask us some specific questions if you want. We are just coming from a beautiful event that we had in Italy, the Italy Day that we had on Friday, last Friday and Saturday. We had around 700 people at the event. It was amazing, and we are very happy that we were able to share some of the same things that we will share today with you. Do you want me to start? Are we? So we start. So first of all, we are parents of 4 children. Today is the birthday of our second child, our daughter Sarah, that is living now in America, in Florida at the moment.
She's 21.
She's turning 21 today. And we have another son, Marco Luis, is turning 23 next month. And then we have Camilla, who is 18 years old, and Michele Ettore, who is 16 years old. And I think you met.
Yes.
3 of them, right?
3 of them, yes. Except for the bigger one.
The big one is the bodybuilder and personal trainer. Yeah. If you need a good personal trainer, we will suggest you our son. He's great. And so I've been studying, when I was young, I studied to become an architect. And I was involved in the construction industry for 18 years. And the last company I was working with was from America. And so in 2013, when I started my last and most important project in Rome, I was traveling to United States at least twice a year. And during the very first trip that I did in 2013, I was invited on a Sunday when we were not working. I was invited to a lunch. It was a family reunion of this friend of mine, and his brother gave me a trio intro kit with lavender, peppermint, and lemon. And at that time, and even now, there was a nice video about me as a beekeeper. And so this guy saw that I was, as a hobby, I had also the beekeeping. And so the only thing he told me about the oils was that the oils were good for the bees. So, I mean, you know how many things those three oils can do. But this guy just told me that during the spring, I could have used those oils, like a little quantity of oil in a spray, a bottle spray, spraying it in the beehive in order to attract the swarm when they were leaving the beehive. And so that's the only way I've used the oils for the first 2 years almost, until the year and a half after we were together again in America during one of my trips. I brought Sabrina, that had never been to US at that time, and we were having a dinner this time at a friend's house. And this friend, as we were talking about healthy lifestyle, nutrition, she said like something like, you should meet my uncle. And actually, the uncle was Seth Riesenmay. I don't know if you've ever heard about him. Seth Riesenmay is a presidential diamond now in the U.S. market. He spoke at the last two conventions, actually, the last two global conventions. And so, when she said that name, didn't say anything to us. But when we came back to Italy, after a few months, we heard about doTERRA again. And at that point, we wanted to, one time, two times, three times. At that point, we wanted to know more about doTERRA. So we contacted this Blue Diamond at that time, and he was the first one to introduce us to the aromatherapy world, explaining to us what the oils were, how to use them. And so we enrolled in doTERRA in the summer of 2015. And
Yes, at that
yeah,
time there were nothing in Italian,
no.
no books, nothing, nothing. And the Italians, they don't know English.
Yes, that's
Majority
true.
of the people, they don't speak English.
Mm.
So it was a very big challenge for us. And we really loved the products. They were so amazing for us. We were using them with our children, with ourselves. We had a great, a lot of experiences, good experiences. But since the beginning, we understood that there was also another great opportunity. And we were in our life in bivio, come si dice?
Yeah, we were in a time where we were taking some important decisions. In fact,
Yeah.
I was loving my job. It was my dream job. I mean, the project I was working at was my dream since I was a student. And at that time was 2015. I was looking at what was going to happen after I was finishing that project. And so I was actually applying to move to United States to
Mm.
work with this company in US, and I was going to operate, especially in South America, uh, which was meaning for us and for me especially not very much time to spend with my family, with my children. At that time, my children were between 6 years old and 12 years old, pretty much. You can imagine very difficult time.
So Marco, he had a very good job, but the most of the time I was alone as a mom, and we we were very happy to live in Italy. We didn't want to go to United States to live, but so we felt we really felt something really strong when we we smell these oils and we understood more about this company. And it was July when
Yeah, it
we
was
were,
August. We enrolled in July. We started to share a little bit
yeah,
in August,
in
and we
August
were on vacation in Puglia,
in Puglia.
the south of Italy.
And during that summer, we received a very important phone call that really changed completely our life forever.
It was a very hard invite.
Yeah. There was our upline set recently that called us and invite us to join him to the global convention in America that sarebbe stata
It
in
would have
settembre.
That would be.
the following month because we were in the middle of August, and the convention was going to be in the middle of September, so a month after.
Mhm. So we did we needed to buy the ticket for the flights and also the ticket to stay there and also to find someone to take the children because
Four of them.
all of them. My mom was far away. Her mom was not helping at all. So
Wait a second. Before deciding, when the phone call ended, we talked briefly,
in
and
20 minutes.
we said, "What do we do?" And we both had a strong impression that we had to go there. It was not, the cost of the convention ticket was maybe $150. But as we already started to share doTERRA, we wanted to know what doTERRA really was and who were the founders and what was behind doTERRA in reality.
Yes.
And so we just decided we didn't know how to organize ourselves at the time, but we called back Seth and we said, okay, we will come. Then after that, it was a bit challenging because, as you know, as Sabrina said, we had to find someone to take care of our 4 children, and in September in Italy there is the school that starts the beginning of September. So
The last child was in the primary, the first grade in the primary school, and so I had to decide. Okay, I non sarò lì. I will not be there.
I won't be there when he goes to school.
So it was for a mom a really hard decision, but when you felt something, you don't understand everything, but you feel that you need to follow that feeling. So we just followed that feeling, and that decision really changed completely the story.
Yeah.
Because when we arrived there, we were with almost
more than 30,000 people
of people during that convention. And it was so impactful, so strong. The energy we felt, to listen to the founders, to understand that doTERRA is not only a bottle of essential oils, but there is something more, much more. It really touched our hearts from really, really strong. I was there with Marco. We were like crying.
I was very emotional. In some occasions, was pretty emotional. Was There was the earthquake in Nepal at that year, and there were 80,000 orphans. And just at that convention, doTERRA was introducing the new wintergreen, and all the work that had been done with the reconstruction of rebuilding of 200 homes, 2 schools in that area where doTERRA was harvesting wintergreen. Was very, very emotional. Was not, honestly, it was nothing about the business.
Actually,
Zero business.
Yeah.
And was, we were able to perceive and to feel the, the culture of doTERRA. And for us, I remember we said we want to be part of this. No,
yes,
what we want to be part of this. And
to belong something to something big and very, very good. Like,
yes. So we, at that time, I know that, talking to you, Olivia, you told us that the first approach for you and your team sometimes have been the opportunity, the business opportunity, which is amazing, because that's another of there are 3 things that we believe doTERRA does in a way that nobody else does, is the importance of the people, how people are put first. The products are amazing, all the CPTG and all the, when I talk about the people, I think also not only about the wellness advocates, but I think about the people that are involved in the co-impact sourcing, and the products are amazing, the most pure essential oils, most tested essential oils we have in the market. And also the business opportunity is something that is really amazing. There are many people at this time in Italy that are joining doTERRA from other MLMs, because doTERRA as a,
Pays more.
yeah, because it pays more as a great compensation plan. Maybe it doesn't take, it is not that quick at the beginning to build the stability, but consider the uni level that we have is something that is really amazing. And so when we came back from the States, from the convention, before leaving, we talked to our upline and we said, hey, you need to come to Italy and you need to teach us how to build this business. And so he did. A month after, he came to Italy and he spent a week with us. We planned 5 events in 1 week.
wow, wow.
All around Italy.
From the center, I mean, the southest area was Rome at that time, which is the
Yes,
Italy. And the northest area was Cuneo, and Bergamo was really in the north area of Italy.
yeah, at the border.
Exactly. So we had those 5 events, one in Spoleto, one in Terni, one in Rome, one in Cuneo, and one in Bergamo. And it's interesting because we learned how to teach classes during those 5 events, because at the beginning I even have some pictures where there was this PowerPoint presentation with a projector and a laptop. We were projecting this very simple PowerPoint presentation of a class, and there was Seth speaking and I was translating for him. So
exactly, that was my question. So he was speaking English and you were translating also all this.
Yeah, it was a ping pong translation. It was teaching a principle and I was translating. And after I did it in Spoleto, then I did it in Terni, in our city, then in Cuneo, and in Bergamo. The last city was Rome. And I still remember when we were in front of around 20-25 people that night, and without me knowing is what he was going to do, he left me in front of these people, and he said, tonight, Marco, will teach you the class. And imagine I was repeating 4 times before the same things, and so he left me in front of these people, and I started to teach.
Yeah.
It was like a baptism for me. And since then, Sabrina and we started to teach in a very simple way an essential oil class, and we have done that for every weeks at that time for 2 years, and after 2 years, we were the first diamonds in Italy.
Wait. We have a reaction for this. Look like this.
And consider that when I say that we were teaching always the same class, I'm literally, we were teaching the same class to which our new customers and the new wellness advocates were inviting their friends, and then they also started to do the same thing that we were doing. So they started to teach that class. This brings to a point, to a principle that I was repeating last Friday at the Italy Day. That simplicity is the key of duplication.
Yes.
Simplicity means that we do something in a very simple way that everybody can understand and can repeat and do the same way we do, or the best way they can do. So
Exactly.
that duplication brought to the rank of diamond. And consider that at that time we were never teaching a business class. We were teaching a business one-to-one with our wellness advocates, but we were never teaching until then a business class. I still remember the first business class was taught by Seth 2 years after. So in 2017, he came back, and in our home, we invited our legs, our wellness advocates that were living in our area. And for the first time, Seth, I remember, he taught a business class, a business overview. And few months later, we hit Blue Diamond.
Fantastic.
So 9 months after we hit Diamond, we hit Blue Diamond.
Fantastic. That's incredible.
Yeah. And I can tell you this, we were thinking about this lately, probably after that, we started to make things more complicated, more complex. And, more complex doesn't mean better. And so we are, in the last time of our doTERRA career, we are going back to simplicity again. And in a simple way, we still teach classes. We still now teach business classes. And I can tell you that, our team is growing. We have now almost more than 40,000 members of our team.
40,000.
40,000 members in our team, of which most of them, probably because of the approach that we had since the beginning, are customers.
So yes, that's the way you started. That's your sangue. That's your blood.
Yes. So
fantastic.
So it doesn't mean we don't focus on the business now. We do focus on business. We teach about the business opportunity every week. And but we feel that most of the people are first interested in the products, and then they want to go deeper, and they want to know more about the opportunity.
Yeah. Normally, what I see from my team, from other teams, what are the questions that could be made here? The first 5 classes, how did you gather the people in these 5 cities?
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yes, before that 5 events, just when we came back from United States, I asked, because he was working 9 hours every day. He was leaving home at 7:30 and he came back at 9. So we didn't have a lot of time, and I had 4 children. So I spoke with Seth, and I was living in the middle of the grove, and not very. I didn't have a lot of relationships with the mothers in the schools, and so when I understood this is an opportunity, but I need to invite people, I was like, how I can do that? So I spoke with the set prison mate, and he told me, just write down the names of the people that you know and that you want to share with them the beneficial effects of the oils that you want to invite to a class. And he told me, write down 100 names. I was like, I can't do that. 100 names is too much. So me and Marco, in the evening, we have this paper and we start to write down some names. And after 20 names, we were like, okay. After 20 names, I was like, I can't find enough people. I remember we arrived at 50. 50, it was like a great effort. Yeah. And Mark and Seth told us, you don't have to care if that people is interested or not. You don't know yet until you invite them. So just write down the names.
That was the mistake we were doing. The mistake we were doing is that we were filtering.
Yes, it's a mistake for everyone.
That we were thinking, oh, he's going to accept it or he's going to like it, and was not the right way to do it. So she started to write down some names, and she contacted some of the people. Actually, in the 5 cities where we had the events, one event was organized by.
Aspetta, però prima di arrivare lì, fammi finire.
Okay.
Okay. So I spoke with Seth and I told him, I can't find these 100 names. I only found these 50 names. And he said, okay, you will see that when you will arrive to the contact number 50, you will be diamond.
That's true.
Wow.
And like, how? What do you mean? And he said, you just start and you will see. And it was exactly like that, because and the first names were the people that we trust. So my first contact was my cousin. She was living in the north of Italy. And she needed the oils because she was a mom. So
She was a nurse in the past.
I shared with her the oils, and she asked me, but you are working with this? And I told her, yes. Do you want to join me? I feel that this will be a great experience. I don't know how, but if you want to join me, I'm very happy. And she said, yes.
That's fantastic. And you know what, 2 things here. First of all, you were convenient, she needs it. You were not thinking about her decision. You felt from your heart as a mom of 4 kids that it's necessary for another mom, and especially to a nurse. This is the thing. And again, you are telling now the case of my first builder. She is here. And I called her and I said, listen, I know it's about good. I don't know what to do, but for sure we'll succeed. As I was concentrated on success, it was about this, it was the main goal. But again, about something good, and I don't know what to do. And she said yes, and she's here.
Yes, because the enthusiasm is something contagious. The people can feel it. And so she said, yes, I was so happy. So I'm working with my cousin. And so I share with her the PowerPoint, and I share with her how to do the class. And I told her, so, we are coming to visit you because Seth May is coming. And so we can organize the class together. So just write down the names and just invite the people. So I did the same. They said recently told me I did with Veronica, and she did it. How we organize these classes, just duplicate this way. Simple
Yes.
like this.
Yeah. And I remember, for example, that one of the first people we enrolled, so at the beginning, I remember we did a stupid thing, but according to our understanding, so I remember that Seth invited us to choose the enrollment kit we wanted to buy. And because in our mind we had the idea of sharing the oils, we took the big kits for more than 2,000 euros with all the oils. But
know anything about LRP?
no, we didn't know anything about LRP. And actually, when he told us about the LRP, I was like, what do we do with more than 120 euros of products every month? But that was according to our understanding at the very beginning. But we were able to enroll 2 people.
The first enrollments were with these kids.
With the big kids as well. Yes.
Can you imagine?
Became elite.
Yeah, and we became elite. Exactly.
Yes.
And we became elite. But interesting also is that I remember I received a phone call from this friend of mine from the medium school that I didn't see for years. And I met him in 2012 at a meeting with Colin Campbell, is the author of the book The China Study, in the north of Italy. And he thought about me because he started to do an MLM. And right after I enrolled in doTERRA, he called me asking me for a meeting, and I said, okay, what do you want to talk to me about? And he said, I need to talk to you about a great opportunity. It was like, and so I said, look, let's do this. Come to visit me. You will talk to me about your opportunity, and I will talk to you about another opportunity that I just found. I still remember when they left from our house, his wife turned to him and said, I want these products. And so they enrolled with the big kit. And through them, we were able to organize one of the 5 classes, actually, the very first one in Spoleto. So this is the way we started. And it was really as simple as we were talking to you about. I was working and was very busy with my job, but I was taking all the opportunities that I had during my job. When I was traveling, when I was driving every day like 2.5 hours to go and come back from Rome, and I was calling people, inviting people. Sabrina at home was doing the same thing, and this is how we started to develop the network.
And it is not important how much do you know now, how much do you know to start. The most important thing is what you feel, what you perceive. If you are able to see the ends and the great opportunity that there is in this kind of job. And for me, for example, it was like
1 second. Yeah.
we were an happy family. We have everything. He has a good job, but we missed something. We missed something. We needed more freedom because I was alone in my home the majority of the time. And he was traveling. We were happy, of course, but we really wanted una migliore qualità di vita.
Higher quality of life.
Better quality of life.
Yes. And so when I started, of course, I had to change a lot of things, above all in my mind, a lot of limits that I had and that I realized when I started. Because when you start, you, of course, I started to dream, but I also started to understand the limitations that I had to overcome to become the person that could have that freedom. So it was a journey of personal growth.
That's what we always say. You know, we have the English-speaking part of the team. We started calls once in 2 weeks, and yesterday was our second call. And yesterday, actually, the whole call was about the personal growth. That this business is about this. Yes, the instrument is the health product, but actually, what we are doing, we are growing ourselves as personalities. It's all about this. And it's fantastic what we can do with ourselves, with the people around us, with the people that follow us, the people that we are following. Great.
Do you have any specific questions that you want to ask us?
There is a question already in the chat. What was the invitation like? Do you remember the message, the words?
Yes.
Yes, this is a key. I was very afraid to do an invitation. I was like shaking. So I called Seth and I asked him, Seth, please tell me the exactly words to do an invitation, please, because I don't know how to invite people. And he told me, you know, Sabrina, I need to share with you a story, the story of the cookie. He told me, the cookie, yes, I will explain. And he told, yes, he told me, imagine that you are eating a cookie, a chocolate cookie. It's really good, and you are just feeling the flavor, and you are so happy to have this cookie. And the friend comes, and you ask this friend, do you want a piece of cookie? And the friend said, no. And are you unhappy because she said no, or you are eating the cookie, continue to eat the cooking, and maybe you will share with someone else? So it is so easy, it's the same thing. I say, okay, I will do this with this attitude.
Well, it's more that the cookie is good for everybody, and so we don't have to be worried about the fact if someone wants the cookie or not, because if you realize that you have the cookie, you understand that everyone will love to taste it, you know?
Yes, it's a simple thing, but helped me a lot. Then he told me, your invite needs to be an invite to learn, not an invite
To sell.
or to sell. So you need to educate people. You are a wellness advocate, so you need to invite people to learn. So this little word change. And I invite people. Do you like to join my class to learn about essential oils, for example? And it's very difficult when you invite people to learn that they say, no, I don't want to learn. And maybe they can say, this week I cannot, or that day I cannot join you. And so we can invite for another time, for the next week or the next month. But for me was the key to understand how to invite people.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helps you.
It helps. It helps a lot. And there were many hearts when you were speaking about this cookies story. And it's changing the perception here. Again, you see the reactions. It's really changing the perception. And really, when we invite to learn, it's hard to refuse because it's learning, studying something.
Yeah.
No.
There is
I remember
another question.
I wanted to go a little bit deeper because she was asking the words that we were using. So I remember that the point was to ask a question that could not receive an answer with a a negative answer, because The question is always, as Sabrina said, is do you know, have you ever heard about essential oils? So if they say yes, or if they say no, what we say is always, would you like to know more about it? Or what do you know about it? So that they can talk about it a little bit. And with that, we could invite them saying something like, you know, I'm organizing a class where I will teach what they are and how to use them. Would you like to attend? And if they say yes, they're invited. If they say no, we say, would you like, are you available another night to come? And so this way it was very simple, because you know it's important also to understand if we have to invite these people another time or not. If they're not interested now, it's not a problem, and it doesn't mean they are not going to be interested in the future. But what was happening with us was that the people that were coming were so enthusiastic after the class that they were sharing and they were talking about that with other people. And the next time, the following time, there were other people coming to the class. Now, did we use the Alice Sedevi method of sampling before classes? Sometimes we did. I still remember we were bringing with us, taking with us those little 2 ml like this, you know,
Yeah, samples.
with the there was this, you know, the chain.
Yes.
You know what I'm
I'm
talking
using.
about? So with the 8 oils, I was always going around with the oils, and I was putting a little amount of oils in the vials because oftentimes I was giving it away. I still remember when one time I was going to pick our children up at school, and I remember there was this lady, come si chiamava?
Enduela.
Enduela, sì. There was this lady she was wearing sunglasses in October, and she had all the red nose, and she had a cold, you know, it was clear that she had a cold. And so I remember I went to her and said, can I help you? And I placed a drop of a peppermint on the palm of her head, and I invited her to rub the hands and to breathe in. And as soon as she did it, she was like, wow, this is great. And I left her the vial. And the day after, she called Sabrina and she asked Sabrina, what did your husband give me? Because I had a cold and I'm fine to just after a day, I'm fine. And I want to know more about it. And so we invited her to the class. She enrolled. So we were also sampling. Let's say it's not something we were doing all the time, but we were sampling also. And I remember I was very important for me to bring the oils with me, because I was going to Volkswagen to, you know, to do something to my car. And I remember I enrolled a guy there that was in charge of the Volkswagen shop, and many other situations like that. So yes, also sampling was a good thing. But the most important thing was and is, in my opinion, the follow-up. You know,
Okay.
sometimes we sample, but we don't do a good follow-up. Sometimes we invite people to a class, they come to the class, or they come to a Zoom call, a webinar, and we don't do a good follow-up. So follow-up is absolutely one of the keys.
When we leave the people, yes, we leave all the efforts actually we've done before.
Oh, yeah, we need to leave them with an invitation, and they need to know that we are going to do the follow-up. For example, after a class, we were asking questions. Do you have any question? The question that they were asking all the time was, how do I buy them? We were explaining how to buy the oils. You know, what was the most effective way to buy the oils. With the people that were coming and they were interested in knowing more, we were leaving them a catalog. Maybe we were sending them a WhatsApp with a catalog, with the enrollment kits, with the price list. and telling them that we were going to ask them which of the options were the best for them. So we were calling them with to do the follow-up with both the people that enrolled and the people that were thinking about enrolling. By doing so, we were able to do the membership overview with the new customers, and we were able to call the people that attended to a class, asking them always the same questions. What did you like when you came? Because we were not asking, did you like the class?
Exactly.
We were asking, what did they like? And we were trying to build a conversation upon these questions, because if we ask, did you like it? Maybe they will come out with a negative impression about something that didn't go very well. But if we focus on what they liked, what's easier to build something on top of that. The structure of the class, what part is the most important in your opinion? How do you explain the idea of LRP in your way and invite people to LRP program? All good questions.
Okay, the class is very simple.
It's the same one we teach today.
At the beginning, what is an essential oil? And we do some examples. And then the focus in that class is why doTERRA and not another company. That is very important to explain how is what is contamination and adulteration. So the people after the class need to understand that everything that we told during the class is about doTERRA and not about other brands. So you don't need to be afraid to explain why doTERRA, because doTERRA is the best company in the world. We know that. So we need to underline that they will be secure if they use these oils with the children and with the pregnancy woman, but if it is doTERRA. Then we speak a little bit about the oils, above all about the 10 oils, about family or home essential, because if you want to start with the oils, in our opinion, is the best kit, the home essential kit. If they say it's too much, okay, the family kit, it's okay. And then, qual era l'altra domanda?
Regarding the class, the most important thing was to share the oils, by the way, because in this class, when we teach what the oils are, how do we use them, and we always teach about the three ways,
The ways.
aromatically, topical, and internal use. And to do so, we were using peppermint at first, the impact of peppermint, placing a drop of peppermint in the palm of the hand and having them using it, under their neck, and internally doing like this under the palate, and then doing like this and breathing, or before putting some of the single drop on this side, being careful to the eyes, so they could experience this way the topical, aromatic and internal power of the oils. And we always talk about peppermint, lavender, then we use tea tree to explain the power that the oils have, antiviral and antibacterial way. Then we talk about frankincense too when we talk about the CPTG, and then we start teaching them about the three ways: topical, internal, and aromatic. And we end up talking about the on guard. And then if we have time, we also talk about the supplements, the LLV. But sometimes the most important thing is always our personal experience. So it's good if we teach what the oils are, how to use the oils, what they do. But one of the keys is to share our story. And each of us should have experiences that they had with the oils. And I had my own experience. I was converted. I was very skeptic about the oils, believe me.
Even though you made these 5 classes among the country.
Actually, no. When I started to teach classes, I was not skeptic. I was skeptic at the beginning. I honestly thought that this was something for women, something for my wife. She was in love with the natural products. I was also um, I like the natural products, but I honestly didn't believe all the things that said in the first class. It was teaching about the oils. I thought it was too much. He was making up too much of stories, too many things, until I remember I started to uh, to challenge him, asking him like things like, okay, and so how do we use what do you do with this problem? And I remember I had this athlete food for
Yes.
years.
Mycosis.
And I remember I couldn't, it was exactly the time when it was the worst for me, because it was July. I was wearing every day those shoes to protect my feet, in the construction site. And so I had a lot of problems with that left foot. And when I asked him, okay, what do you use with this? And he told me T3. He didn't know that I already used the T3 of another brand and didn't work. So I was, okay, come on, let's see if this guy is telling us the truth or not. So I started to use the T3 for a week, and I was impressed because after a week, I was feeling great. I was not having the same problems I had before. And I was talking to Sabrina and say, hey, look, it looks much better. I feel much better. So I was teaching when I started to teach the classes, I was teaching my story, about how the athlete foot was completely recovered, even though the dermatologist for 3 years was telling me, you're not gonna get rid of it. Accept the fact that you're gonna have it in the summer, and you're not gonna be able to resolve this problem. And I actually resolved my problem, and that was why I started to teach the classes. I started to share because I had my own experience now.
Yeah.
It is very important also to start also if you don't know everything. In every class we had
The books,
the books. Okay?
modern essential.
So we always said that the expert is not us. The experts are the book and
Books.
the books and the oils do convert people, had the power to arrive to the people. So we at that time we did all our work offline, person by person, classes offline
Until COVID.
until COVID.
Mm.
So in our experience, that was a powerful way to convert people, because they can feel the oils, they can feel the smell, they can touch them. And if they have questions, we don't need to be experts. We need to have the right instruments, like books. At that time, I had a Spanish book, not Italian.
Yeah.
But I can speak Spanish, so I could translate for them and show them the answer to their questions. So I noticed that sometimes someone is afraid to start because they say, I need to know more, but it's not the reality. We need to, as Marco said, have an experience to believe in the products. Only if it's only a one oil, it's okay. And then we can have the courage to start to share with others.
I want to answer to the other questions about the LRP, because that's a very good question. I treated the topic last week at the Italy Day. So LRP is the key for the growth of a team, because a team cannot just grow because of the enrollments.
Of course.
Otherwise, it's like a bucket with a lot of holes. Every time you put water inside, it fills and then slowly starts to to become empty, So the LRP, I don't know what's, I'm receiving some messages. So the LRP is very, very important, and is a very delicate topic, because I understand that each of us might think, okay, but look, how do I introduce the LRP to someone that just enrolled? Okay. So there is a way that we were using at that time, and we were using this brochure. You don't need necessarily to use this, because today we have leave. We have this one now. So at that time we didn't have leave, and Seth and his team, the Edge team, they produced some amazing material that is basically what they've been using. doTERRA has been using to produce this material now. So why is this so important? Because before sharing and before building, we need to do two things. First of all, we need to be using ourselves the products and know the products a little bit, at least, in order to be able to introduce our people to the products. And what we were doing was this, after the people were enrolled and after they received the products, the enrollment kits, we were asking, and we still ask them, to have a meeting. Today, the meeting is 95% is online, because we have people all around Italy and not only. And what we still do is we look at the products that they bought. We help them to understand what to use in order to meet their needs, so that they can start having experiences. And we introduce them the wellness pyramid. So why this? Because when we introduce them to the wellness pyramid, they understand that we have more products to sustain correct nutrition and supplementation, the metabolism and movement, exercise, and all the other things. The four main things are nutrition and supplementation, metabolism and movement, exercise. Then we have reduce the stress and good quality of sleep, and also reduce toxic load. And that allows us, even today and back then, to show them that we have so many other products of which we didn't talk during the class. And very often they ask questions about the other products. And by the way, that's the opportunity for us to introduce them to the LRP. And we tell them, look, next time you need to purchase, this is your back office, your virtual shop, your online shop. We have the best way to purchase is through the LRP. I don't even talk about the standard orders. Why? Because it doesn't matter if they buy once, twice a year, 3 times, 4 times, 6 times a year, or every month. The best way to purchase is the LRP, because they receive free product of the month. They receive free points that they can use even the following month. Okay. And so this is the way we have been introducing people to the LRP, by teaching a second class. I remember Seth was very good when he taught us about this method, simple method that he created with his upline, is the 3 doors method. And the 3 doors are 3 classes. The first class is the introductory class. And it is symbolically a door that we open to invite people, The second class, the second door, is a second class, and is the membership overview or lifestyle overview. And the third one is the business overview. When do we teach a business overview? We teach a business overview after we have introduced them to the products, after they love the product and they are already in LRP maybe, and many of them will come to us because they want to share the benefits they received with the products. They want to share the same benefits to their family or their friends. And that's when they come to us and they might ask, what if I share doTERRA with someone else? What happens? So we teach about the business overview. This is a method that we have been using. Is not the only method, because we can teach about the business overview
At the first.
even at the beginning, if there are people interested about the business. What we found more difficult, but this is very personal, it doesn't mean you don't have to do that, is that for me personally, it's impossible to share the business opportunity unless there is the understanding of the quality and the potency of the products. Because me personally, I will never be able to sell something that I don't believe is effective. Okay. Other questions?
It is interesting. Do you have an aroma school or aroma club for further product stuff?
Okay, that's a very good question.
Very good question. Okay.
And you know, I'm coming to you from a call about our aroma school, about the next one that we are gonna start in November. Just switching that call to you.
What do you mean about aroma school? Can you be a little bit more specific about aroma school so that we can answer in a better way?
Yeah, we make an aroma school with more or less 10 classes once a week for, let's say, 3 months. And we teach people, for example, the digestion process. What is important? What can we use about the doTERRA? Why digestion is so important? Then we take, for example, kids. And we talk about the kids, what and how, etc., etc. So we have 10 topics, and among these 10 topics, we also put Symphony of Cells and ATT. And like this, we give them homework, and they choose, for example, some health issue and how they could work on this health issue. And then we have supervisors that are checking their homeworks and correcting them, like this.
Okay, it's really nice. Great.
It is. It's exactly about educating people. It's online. We do it twice a year. So far, we are doing it in Russian. I think already like 5 times. I think we already made it two times a year. So like this.
Great.
Good. This is good. I mean,
yes, we does that. We do that. For example, anche adesso, come si dice?
Even
also now. Yeah.
I teach a class every single week, 2 classes. Every single week I teach a class, okay? I teach an online class, and all the people of my team, they can invite, above all the new ones that start, they have the opportunity to invite the people in my class, okay?
Yes.
I do this every single week. Then I have every month come si dice, una giornata di approfondimento.
Yeah, she goes deeply in a specific topic, you know, for example, essential oils in children or essential oils for women, or this detox.
Yes, and this is very, very professional, okay? So I invite people that really know how, know this topic. For example, last time I did a webinar with my mom about natural remedies for children. And we invite a lot of women with children, so people that were interested in the team, but also outside, people not enrolled yet. And it was almost 100 people that attended.
We're going to answer to all the questions.
They were, and so we try to do every month different topics that help people to understand more about wellness, because that is not only essential oils. It is not only. We want the people see the product not to fix problems, but it need to become a lifestyle.
For prevention also.
Prevention.
Yes.
So there are some good questions that we want to answer. Now, about the aroma school, if the aroma school is free,
Mhm.
and you mean for aroma school the opportunity to continue the education, that's vital. It's so important, because that's what will keep people in LRP, or what will allow people to enter into the LRP program. Why? Because we will talk about specific topics about supplementation and things like that, and people, while they learn the benefits of the products, they will want to use them. Okay, so the type of aroma school is great. What I highly suggest you to do is avoid to be involved in other type of schools. Let me explain what I mean. In our country at the moment, there are some wellness advocates that they define themselves experts, and these experts have created some universities, as they call them, or schools or academies, where they tell people of their team, or they made them think that if they attend to these academies or these universities or these online trainings, courses, by spending money, because sometimes they have to spend 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros per year, they will learn and they will become diamonds, you know? So this is a huge lie. This is a huge lie. If we show that we are the expert, what the people will think is, oh, he's an expert, I'm never going to be able to do what she or he does. I'm not interested in becoming a wellness advocate. At the same time, if we have our people to spend so much money to learn the chemistry of the oils or other specific things, they will not be able to duplicate. Because honestly, when I listen to Dr. Hill or Dr. Nietzsche or Dr. Riggs, I love what they teach, but what stays in my mind is the simplicity of how and why to use the products. I honestly don't think that because we know the chemistry or the specific things, we're going to be better wellness advocates. It is the opposite. The more we simple this, the more simple we teach, the more people will follow us, and they will think that they can also do what we do. So that's what I think about aroma school. Is great how you do it, how we do it.
If it's for free, if it is knowledge for the team, is great.
Yes, and
It's
also
great.
what we have started to do in the past is to use WhatsApp groups to support, Telegram groups, Facebook groups, where we could share experiences, where people can ask questions, especially the people at the beginning. They ask questions, and because of the experiences of hundreds of people that are in the group, they can receive a great support. That's, in my opinion, have been one of the greatest tools that we provided to our people, and we still provide this tool to them.
Yes.
Other question about the pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Now, the pyramid scheme is, I mean, everybody will have a.
Dice come superiamo l'obiezione quando ci fanno l'obiezione.
Look, I tell them the truth. You know, for me, to be honest with you, if I knew since the beginning. Sorry?
It's someone's microphone, I guess.
So if I knew since the beginning that doTERRA was network marketing, I probably would have been even more skeptic, because I didn't like this type of stuff. You know, I didn't like. Each of us had sometimes people that invited us to these events where people were always talking about big cars, amazing vacations, you know, and stuff like that. And the reason why we were able to join doTERRA is because when we went to the convention, they were not talking about those things, and I was skeptic about MLMs as well. So I share with them my personal opinion and my story, telling them I understand that you're skeptic about MLM and about pyramids, but doTERRA is different. And I would say doTERRA has put people first, products and then the business. So they have not to be worried about the risk of a pyramid scheme and stuff like that. Especially, I explained to them that all the products that they buy go under a pyramid because there is now the product. Let's think about the tomatoes that we buy for our salads.
I drop it. I'm not making you to the. I drop it my one.
Everything is a pyramid, and everybody sells or buys something. So I personally, I'm not concerned when they ask us about this pyramid scheme, because it's easy to show them that it's not a pyramid. It's just the easiest way to create a network and to receive a residual income, instead of continuing to work during all our life, holding buckets and not being able to build something that stays and give us freedom, time freedom, and stuff like that.
Yes, and it is very important what we really think about it. Because what we really think about it's a pyramid. Oh. So when the people ask these difficult questions, they perceive our security in our answers. So, for example, last week a lady called me and she was like,
It's true.
"Oh, I understand. This is a pyramid." She told me like that.
It's
and
a Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme. And I told her, "Oh, no, 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 it is not a pyramid at all. You told me you are working for 2 companies and that is a pyramid. You know that are so meritocratic. If you start to build with me, you can grow more than me, you can earn more money than me." So at the end of the conversation, she was like, "Okay, you're right." And the day after, there was the Italy Day.
And she lives 3.5 hours driving from the place.
And I invite her, if you want to know more, just come to see. And she came.
Yeah.
She bought the tickets, and she was telling me that she had not enough money. She drove with the car if she come si dice, book an hotel.
Yeah, she booked an hotel. She invested money to come.
Your attitude is so important. The words that you choose to use and the thoughts that you have in your mind when you are communicating with people, they are vital.
Yeah, it will influence their point of views. So another question is about what is the class that you teach every week? Is the same every week, like introduction to oils? Yes. Twice a week. We do it because we have referrals every week, and so we want to provide for ourselves and for our team that they are also doing the same, but we provide 1 day per week. We provide the opportunity to invite their prospects to the introductory class, and then the following week we choose a topic and we talk about the topic as Sabrina was explaining.
Yes, but every week, we are Blue Diamonds, but I still teach every single week 2 classes, one in the morning, one in the evening. So if you think when I will be Blue Diamond, maybe I don't do classes anymore, no. But the experience that I achieved during these past years, are so powerful. At the beginning, I was doing a class with 10 people, maybe 2 enrolled. Now I do a class with 10 people, 10 of them enroll. So you become so good to teach the people, so good to understand people, too good to listen to the people, and very good to be simple to teach a very good message.
You don't need to know You don't need to think, oh, I need to know more in order to teach a class. No, that's a lie. The truth is, the best classes will be when you start teaching the classes, because you share what you know, and you don't have to be. Let me show you what I do. For example, if during the class many people are worried because they don't know enough and they are scared that maybe someone is going to ask a question and they don't have the answer, well, don't be worried about that, because this is very important that you do not answer to those questions like you think. Because what they do is this: they ask me a question, I take the book, even if I know the answer, I take one of the manuals that they have. I always bring the manuals when I teach a class, and I tell them, let's see what this book says about these questions. And I show them where to find the answer. This way, I'm teaching them that it's easy, that there is a way to have the answers, because one of the concerns is that they think, oh, I spent 300 euros for these oils and I don't know how to use them. No, we show them where they can find the answers. And I show them how to find the answers since day one, because I want them to be independent. I don't want to be their doctor. I don't want them to call me or to write me every time they need to find the solution. Yeah, the class lasts 1 hour.
Yes.
It's better to keep it within 1 hour.
Yes, always 1 hour, not more. And there is another thing, important thing that I do. For example, that special deep topic a month
Yes.
is not for everybody.
It's
Okay?
a plus.
That's a plus for the people that are already enrolled in the team. So I put the topic, for example, moms and natural remedies for the children. And I share this, that there will be the class next month about this topic. And some wellness advocates of the team call me and say, can I invite this girl? She is not already in doTERRA. And I always tell her, invite her to the weekly class. If she enroll, she will join the topic, the other class. So this is very important, because you need to dare valore, come si dice?
Give to create value.
Create value, okay? To create this special deep topic a month, you need to you need time. You need to prepare this topic. You need to a lot of experience and time. And so the people that join need to have the right energy. That people need to be people already enrolled, people that already did the step to start using the oil, okay? Because if it not, sometimes you will have people in your class that are skeptical, or maybe you maybe don't have the right energy in the room. Also, if it's a webinar, is a room, right? So, and it is working very well, because people starting to enroll because they want to be in during that special deep topic during the month.
Let me show you the books that I was telling you we use. So this is not the last version, but the book that we use during a class is the Modern Essential. This is the version I have. There are new versions now. The Advanced Oil Magic. We also use the Essential Emotions. This is a great book. And you can teach a class with this, even just using this topic as when we talk about the emotions. And actually, there is an amazing training now to become even an emotional coach, that if you're interested, I will let you know where to find it. But the Goddards have created it, and is amazing. And then I also use, we talk a little bit about the applications, but we don't talk about it during the class. We just show them that there are ways to apply the oils. So there is Symphony of the Cells from Boyd Truman, which gives them, the interest to go deeper and to know more. And we tell them that we will do other presentations about how to use the oils. So this shows them that we have all the tools that we need in order to use the oils and the products in a very simple way. It's not complicated, it's not dangerous. You need to understand that one of the most important topics you need to treat and to talk about with clarity is the CPTG. I mean, the problem is that most of the people you will talk with about the oils have already received the informations or read informations on the web or in books, and most of the informations that they have are true. For example, when they are scared about using the oils, we need to understand that if we teach that more than 85% of the oils in the market are not good to use, are not pure, there are many chances that some people have had bad experiences in using the oils. So I don't say, oh, no, it is not true. I say, I understand it is true. And the reason why it's true is because of this, but these oils are different. And we can tell them about the CPTG, and we can even show them using a single oil. Don't use the blends. You go to source to you, and you put the number of the lot in the bottom, and you can show them one of the tests that doTERRA does on that specific batch of oil. So honestly, there are things that we can do when we teach the classes to keep it simple. At the same time, I love to use the videos. There are some beautiful videos with beautiful music, images, and simple principles that you can find in doTERRA Europe or in doTERRA. I'm sure you have also videos in America. You have so many. So let's use these tools to create a very good environment, good feelings. Please use and talk about co-impact sourcing, and talk about healing hands. You will find many people that will be attracted to doTERRA because of what doTERRA is. Of course, you need to be able to talk about the business, but when you teach about the business, they will already be in love because of what they learned about the product and about the doTERRA culture. That's what we see every time, and this is what makes us always, after 10 years, enthusiastic about sharing and teaching and having the opportunity to share what changed our life, because doTERRA has really changed our life. Okay.
So
Olivia.
nice. Yes, I am with you. What I wanted to say, it looks like you have all Italy covered with couple of classes every week in every big city of Italy.
I don't know about that, but
with your team, it looks like,
yes,
because if you're in Rome.
Yes, the team is working hard in everywhere in Italy. It's true.
That's great. That's great. Can we sometimes ask you for the classes in some cities to visit the classes for our builders?
For sure.
Thank you.
That will be tomorrow in the morning at 9:30 and at 29 in the evening. So 2 classes tomorrow.
29.
19.
19. No, 9 p.m.
9.
Wow.
9 p.m. because Italians that vanno a lavorare finiscono tardi.
They finish working at 8.
So at 9 in the evening and 9:30 in the morning.
Okay. Thank you so much. I have a question also on behalf of the team. When you started, it's the question especially to you, Sabrina, as a mom of 4 kids, and they were from 6 to 12. what helped you to do your first steps? What helped you to start the Terra when you were occupied with the kids?
It was, if I think about it in my mind with my rational part, it was impossible. It was really impossible. But the most important thing that helped me, it was to have a dream, to work for something bigger.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, why? Because at the beginning, I had to do some choices, very difficult choices. For example, I love to prepare everything in my as a food, because
Yes.
I was like preparing my own farina, come si dice, flour. Okay? I was doing
bread.
everything with my hands, no processed food in my home. So it was like, okay, and now what I can do. And so I needed to find the right balance and to understand I needed to change something to receive, to build something. Okay. Also, my home was a mess. I didn't have the time to do the things that I did at the beginning. Was a mess. But I told my husband, I'm working, and after a year I pay a woman to come in my home and to clean the house, you know.
Yes.
At the beginning it was a mess. It was like I was like running like and also because I knew exactly what I wanted, but I didn't have the capacity yet, the abilities to do that. So sometimes we desire something, but we don't have the ability, yes. Well, but we build the abilities doing things. It doesn't matter how, but just doing. And then when freedom arrives, you are another person, completely changed. So with 4 kids, 5 kids, 7, 1 is the same. Is the same. We need to change our
More or less
way to think about things. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And what would you say among your 3 most important features? What helped you on the whole way? Because of course, not just the beginning was tough. Also, in some other times, you could have some other difficulties. What was helping you?
The same vision, the same. Okay, when I started, I took a decision, and I took this decision once, only once. And of course there were like
Ups and downs.
downs. There was also a difficult time, for example, when my husband joined me, because we finally had the freedom to work together because he left his job, and it was so hard at the beginning to work together. You can't imagine how hard it was for me. It was our desire to work together, but it was hard.
Yeah. It's actually harder.
When we understood how it now is so beautiful to understand each other, his talents, my talents, to start to work on the same direction. That's something so so great for our life as a family also, no?
Yeah.
So every stage is a challenge, a different challenge for us.
You actually opened a very important topic, and we have few persons here for whom working as a couple would be a dream. Can you maybe share how did you manage to understand the talents of each other, to get this pathway together, how you could work and be efficient as a couple? Because we have people who would love to, but they don't even know how to start this dialogue.
Okay.
They need to fight a little bit.
Okay.
because it's, the way I do things is different than the way she does things. For example, as at the beginning was tough because maybe I wanted to see her doing things the way I wanted her to do things and vice versa. But now we work very well together because she's good in things. For example, on the online, she's very good. I'm not very good for the online, Instagram and stuff like that. For example, personally, I prefer to do events in presence, how do you say?
Yeah, offline events.
Offline events. And so I like to travel. I like to teach aroma touch.
It's very good, for example, to manage the back office, for example. It's really good to do that. And
compensation
also
plan, to teach
compensation
business overview. Yeah.
But we could understand this at the beginning, fighting. I'm sorry, but it's the reality.
Yeah, sure.
Because at the beginning, when this started, it was like, okay, I don't want to do doTERRA anymore. Bye.
Who said?
Yeah.
She said that.
Yeah.
It was I've never thought to leave doTERRA because for me was the opportunity to use my time to do what I like, and I love to do doTERRA. I love to help people, I love to support them in every possible way. The key for the success in doTERRA, if I have to say a word, is to serve others. People will not stay in doTERRA just because we have great products. People will stay in doTERRA because of the type of community that we have created in our teams. So we have to be very, very honest to each other. We have to be willing to understand that sometimes we need to sacrifice, we need to serve others, because if we show that type of example, they will be willing to do the same. It cannot be just something that is pertaining to the business, to the money, because we will never be able to build something very strong if there is not a very strong community.
Yes, and there is something really important that we understood during this journey, and it is that I can change him, he can change me, I can change only me, the way I think, the things I do. So, of course, we love each other, but if he perceives that I trust him, and I perceive that at the end he trusts me, and we respect the way we are in a personal growth, not only as, but also as a couple. And if both of us has these thoughts, we are becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. So, and this is an amazing experience. And the beautiful things comes from challenges.
Yes.
Every time is the same.
And it's not easy. It's not easy to build doTERRA. Let me tell you this. Nothing that has great value can be easy. Nothing that has great value can be easy. It's for you that are mothers, you understand what I mean.
Yes.
I was able to see my children at their birth, and I've seen how difficult it is to bring to life a child for a woman, but out of that comes the greatest joy of our lives. So the same principle, the principle of sacrifice, is something that our founders in doTERRA have always taught. I've always been very touched when I watched the Genesis. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to watch that video. It's a 13 minutes video. Do you know what I'm talking about, Olivia?
The one from the beginning, how they were looking for the investors, that one, no?
Yeah, this is the last 13 minutes. They show, it's called
It's a short one, yeah.
The doTERRA Genesis. You know, in that video, there is all we need to understand about our journey in doTERRA. You know, as they did the amazing sacrifices to build something so huge, so great, we need to do sacrifice as well. You know, it doesn't mean that we don't need to compare to each other, because each of us has a different situation, different amount of time, different type of talents. What I believe is that each of us can have success, but one of the ingredients must be sacrifice. uh, we need to persevere, and we cannot give up. It's not easy. Look, something I was telling yesterday to a person was, sometimes people, they see us happy, smiling, and they think, oh, it's everything is easy for them. You know, they built their blue diamonds. Actually, we built blue diamond with 10 different legs, that it's between platinum and gold. 10
Instead of 5.
instead of 5. So we have, you know, of the original 5 blue diamonds, sorry, 5 gold or plus that we have, now only 2 qualify us. Only 2.
That's crazy.
And, you know, someone might say, oh, but how did you do? We worked hard. We knew
Step
how
by
to do
step.
it. Yeah, exactly. You know, we knew how we saw how to do it, and we did it again and again, and we will continue to do it if it's necessary. And we also realize that if we haven't hit presidential diamond yet, it's because we need to become better people in order to hit that rank. You know, it will come. I know it will come soon, but you know, it's a personal journey. Recently, if I might suggest you something, probably already Olivia already suggested you, is to read the book from Mel Robbins, the
Yeah.
Let Them theory. That's a great book. It's teaching me so much. You know, I'm learning many things in the last weeks that I've been reading that book and put it into action, into practice. So it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it more than any other job you can find outside. You know, it's the beautiful feeling that you can experience when you are free, when you can spend time with your family, when you can travel. Of course, you can impact so many lives. Is so rewarding that I know that I want to do this for many more years, and I hope you have the opportunity to experience what we have been talking to you about, what Olivia is living, because she did a great job, and I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Yes, it's true. It's just step by step, day by day, hour by hour. You do actually all the same, and you arrive to a new and to a new to a new rank, to a new level.
Yeah, but
That's true.
the rank is not. When we think about the rank, we always believe that we need to find a superstar, to be able to hit the rank. But honestly, it is true. We need to find a superstar. And the superstar is you. You need to become the superstar you would love to have in your team. And I promise you that the more you grow, the more you will attract those type of people that are similar to you, so we cannot expect to find someone that is great if we are not striving to become that type of person.
Yes.
Yes.
I shared during the Italy Day this quote that says, the development of people require time.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to push people. We need to understand that every people has different experiences, And maybe they will become superstar in a year, in 2 years. It doesn't matter. Because the best thing that we are experimenting during this journey are the relationships that we create with the people, with the couples, with the women. We have a lot of friends. So we need to see people not as a pedina, like, come si dice?
Like not just like let's say like a spot in our graphic tree.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Just for our rank. We need to see them as unique, special souls that someone put in our way and we can help and we can learn from them. And we start to think this, everything change.
It changes the approach.
Yes.
True. Wow, thank you guys so much. From practical things, from books, which ones to take, how to write the message to invite to the class, till the values, the such important things about life, about personality, about relationships that we really create here. And it's a business of communication and relationships that we build. That's fantastic. I was thinking now, like, oh, so bad we met after the leadership retreat in Madrid, because girls could come to you in person and thank you and hug you, but now we should wait till the convention to Poland.
In Poland, yes. Please come to say hi when you will see us. Come to say hi. We will love to meet you for sure.
For sure.
And if you are thinking, may I go to Poland? Come to Poland. It's the best event of the year to come to a convention. It's an so important event when you can take the most important choices.
Is that the events that you make the most important decisions? It's true. It happened for us, and I'm sure that maybe today was an important event for you. We hope that in some ways we were able to inspire you and follow what you felt. I'm sure you felt something you have to do, or you thought something you had to do. We receive guidance from our thoughts and from our feelings. They never lie to us in situations like this. Sometimes you can recognize the lies from the truth, because the lies are things that take you down, bring you down. The fear, doubt, feelings of I can't do that. Those are all lies. The truth is always manifested when you feel that you have the power to make it happen. So don't listen to the lies. Follows the truth.
Wow.
Okay.
That's.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Olivia, for this opportunity. You can believe it or not, every time we share these things is an opportunity for us to learn more. Even remember those things that we need to remember. Thank you so much. And we wait for you very soon in a call with our team.
Yes, exactly. In Italian that time. It's gonna be the first time the Terra Zoom for me in Italian, actually. The Zoom, the Terra Zoom.
Great. Your Italian is great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's so funny. At this moment, I arrived home and I met my Italian neighbor.
You should enroll him.
True. True. That's so cool, really. Thank you for our
Thank
today.
you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop the recording.